back-to-back road losses, losing 26-14 to the Lions at Ford Field. Welcome into Raiders Gameday. I'm Amber Theoharis, along with James Jones and Eric Allen. Another tough one to digest as we look at some of the possibilities of what could have been when we saw the defense that played very well and made strides forward. And then you look at the offense that had 157 total yards in this game. We always talk about things like turning the ball over. Well, the defense had 3 turnovers. They won the turnover battle. Time of possession, the Lions had the ball 19 minutes more than the Raiders. On offense, you can't score points when you don't have the ball. Your thoughts, Eric?
Well, you're right. And defensively had some moments. And I love that they were able to bounce back from last week. But you got to play complementary football. And offensively, they just are not in a rhythm. There's nothing there. When you talk about what this offense is like and what it's supposed to be, nowhere near in Week 8 what this offense should look like. We should have been able to have some explosive plays here, and it's just a really devastating loss coming off the Chicago Bears loss. And again, you have to find a way to get this football team up and playing with some spirit and confidence. And right now, I just don't see it.
No doubt. You hear all the players, you hear the coach talk about complimentary football. Defense played their tails off tonight. They was bend but don't break. You know, they held off as long as they possibly could. And the offense couldn't get nothing going, you know, really the whole night. They could not get nothing going. A lot of missed throws, had a couple drops. You know, the run game got going a little bit in the game, but just real inconsistent. And you're not going to win no football games like that, especially when you're playing a really good football team on the road. They got a lot of work to do. They got a lot of work to do, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Defense is playing well, but the offense, 7 points. The defense even scored tonight. They had takeaways and they even scored tonight. The offense scored 7 points. That's not helping your team out right there. They definitely got to be better.
All right, here are 3 big things we're going to cover here on Raiders Game Day. One, of course, is the offensive struggles. Where does Jimmy G go from here? Not able to get anything going on offense. Meanwhile, the Lions' offense looked pretty good because Jahmyr Gibbs, the rookie, had a big game, 189 yards on the ground as the Raiders' run defense continues to struggle. And where do we go from here with Josh McDaniels? We'll hear from the coach, and we'll ask a lot of questions about what happens next. But first, let's get to the game action. As I said, a tough night for Jimmy Garoppolo. He's back after the injury. Maxx Crosby in front of his Eastern Michigan hometown crowd trying to put on a show. Lions first possession. Jared Goff to Sam Laporta, the rookie, for 6 yards. First down, 3rd and 4. Jared Goff to Jahmyr Gibbs for 8 yards.
Really testing that zone, and they had an outstanding long drive.
There you go.
But again, Maxx showing
Crosby
up, making plays.
Maxx had a big-time night, man. Big-time players show up in big-time games, and Maxx show up every game, man.
That's right.
All right, 3rd and 8 here. Jared Goff looking for Sam Laporta, and it's incomplete. So defense off to a good start. Forces a field goal attempt. Here's Riley Patterson from 44 yards out. And the Lions take a 3-0 lead, so bend, don't break.
Look at all the time that they took off their clock and ended with a field goal. That's
that time of possession. Yep. So the Lions ensuing possession after the Raiders punt. Luke Masterson.
Oh, he inches away from that one right there.
Forces a fumble.
Stay with it. That's right, Luke. Stay with it.
Raiders take over on the Lions' 26-yard line. That's what they've been working to do. Spillane recovers it. So let's see what the Raiders are able to do with it. The Raiders get the ball. 1st and 10. Jimmy Garoppolo looking for something big. Devontae Adams in double coverage, and it's intercepted by Kirby Joseph. So just like that, very next play, they give the ball back after the defense gave them the ball on a turnover, and Josh McDaniels is not happy.
Yeah, that's a bad decision right here by Jimmy G. They doubling Devontae. They got 2 safety shell on him. That means we got to go to somebody else. They trying to take him away. You can't throw that football into that coverage.
So the Raiders defense forced a 3 and out, and so the Raiders on the next possession, they go for it on 4th down. And he was looking for Hunter Renfrow, who showed up.
I like the fact that he's extending the play outside the pocket, but again, the receiver has to be able to stand up.
And here is just a missed assignment. Khalif Raymond, 14 yards down to the Las Vegas 8. They take over at the Raiders 8.
There we go.
Defense showing up again.
Absolutely. Hold them to another field goal, I believe, on this drive. But this is good. Fundamentally sound defense right here, staying in your gap. None of that trickery got me. Held him to another field goal.
Yeah, and that was a big play by Adam Butler. We're going to talk to him a little bit later in the show. So, bend but don't break, 6-0 Lions. And here's Jared Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown, a big play, 44 yards. They're known for their chunk plays. Big first down.
Yeah, again, testing that zone defense, have to find ways to.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Knocks his helmet off. Jamison Williams meets Maxx Crosby.
Maxx been protecting those edges these last couple weeks, but that right there is film study right there. He read that before the play even happened.
So now they have him in 2-16, and Jared Goff finds Amon-Ra St. Brown for 24 yards, 2-16, and they give that up. So the Lions are in the red zone yet again. Will the defense hold?
And he was probably supposed to throw that football.
Yes, he was supposed to throw that. He had some guys open right there, but we'll take it.
Yeah.
All right, he don't want to take that throw right there. Defense does a really good job tackling, getting off the field, holding them to another field goal.
Good to see Nate Hobbs back out there and healthy, and so yet another field goal. Great job by the defense in the first half.
Win-win.
9-0. And will the Raiders respond with some points while the ground game comes alive here in the second quarter? Josh Jacobs, 9 yards, first down Raiders.
If they want to play that two-shell all game long, we have to be able to run the football. And right here on this drive, that's exactly what Josh Jacobs did, run the football. And they capitalized with a touchdown right here. You see Josh, really good run, but that was the only good drive we had all night. And we ran the football really, really well.
Yep, and so now they're within 2 points as they rode Josh Jacobs, something they hadn't been able to do all year, so that was encouraging. They'd had about, 4 or 5 carries in that drive.
Yep.
Great job there, but off the line.
So the Lions have the ball with 2:15 left in the half, and Jared Goff gets something going to Jahmyr Gibbs, 14 yards. They keep the offense rolling. 6 plays later in.
Tackle.
Yeah. Tackle. We did a pretty good job today, but these kind of plays, second, third down, really hurtful.
Yep. And there you go, Sam Laporta, 18 yards for the touchdown. So with 30 seconds left in the half, the Lions go up 16-7.
Yeah, that was a good response right there by the Detroit Lions coming down there, getting the touchdown back.
Jimmy Garoppolo as the Raiders start with the ball here in the second half. Davante Adams' his first and only catch of the game.
Came in the third quarter.
3rd and 9. We're going to talk about that for sure later in the show. Jimmy Garoppolo is sacked by Julian Okwara.
We got to have some answers, though, man. We see him bringing pressure. Can we check into some, have some answers for what they bringing?
They had no answers for this guy. Jahmyr Gibbs continues.
Goodness. The young fella going to be good.
Yeah, he has some spark,
vision,
explosiveness to him.
Balance, power, can catch the football. He's going to be a good football player.
He plays
but we
later.
can catch too.
Peters comes up big.
Can't be late.
Stays in bounds there. 75 yards.
And we gone.
He still got some wheels on him. Takes the 75 yards to the house.
He gone.
That's the best feeling in the world.
That is right there. Bay Area, stand up.
Yeah.
He said, Jared Goff, I know you. Give me that.
And the Raiders are back in it. They're down by just 2 points.
Yeah, defense played really, really well today in spurts, man.
It was encouraging to see. Turnovers, scoring off of turnovers, red zone defense. Tackling was much improved since the Bears game. And then on the Lions, next drive, Jared Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, too many of those chunk plays in the middle of the football field.
Too many of these run plays. Jahmyr Gibbs, 17 yards to the 4. 2nd and goal. Big play here by Maxx Crosby.
Maxx.
Going into the pile and coming up with a fumble recovery. Raiders ball.
This is why you always finish the play. Maxx Crosby don't know any other way. All he does is finish the play. And he came up with the football right there. Big turnover in the red zone for the Raiders.
I'm not sure if there's a more impactful defensive player in the league right now.
I'm telling you, man, they need to put his name in that conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. He's playing that well.
All right, so what are the Raiders going to do?
We got to have it.
Before I even got it out, they didn't do anything with the ball. 3rd down.
Oh, he wide open.
And the drive's over, so they don't capitalize yet again on the defense handling the ball. And Davante Adams can catch it, yes, but it's at his back hip.
Yeah, but D.A. know big-time players, which he is, he has to make that play,
And it's deflating to the defense to go right back on the football field.
The defense was on the field for 81 plays.
Corner, you got to, hey, if I'm
81
a corner
plays.
outside, I cannot approach the line of scrimmage like that. I have to make sure I have my outside free to make the tackle. bad angles.
Yep, and so the Lions lead 23-14. Raiders, first play of the next drive.
That's a really good catch.
Michael
right
Mayer's
there
a
by
player.
Michael Mayer. Absolutely.
They've got a dude.
Strong hands, give me that. Good explosive play right there in the passing game.
Last couple of games, he's
Man, we
really
just
seen a
could not
glimpse of
find
what he could do. But, man, the offensive line really struggled. Jimmy Garoppolo is sacked again, and the Raiders' third straight punt to start the half. And so Gibbs just continues to roll.
Yeah, well, I think teams going to start getting the memo. You got to wrap this dude up and bring him down. You cannot just hit him and think he's going to go down.
Here in the fourth quarter.
Held to another field goal.
Another field goal, 52-yard field goal. It was actually looked like it was blocked a little bit, and he still got it 52 yards. That's impressive from Riley Patterson as the Lions go up 26-14. Raiders ensuing drive.
Gots to have these.
Just a takeoff.
He was gone.
He was a takeoff.
He was gone, and he overthrows. Jimmy Garoppolo
That was him
overthrows.
last year, just being able to stack.
In bounds.
Yeah,
That's
give him a
all
chance.
you have to do is throw the football in bounds right there.
And
nice.
Little pressure, but you got to make that throw. Got to make that throw.
And then the offensive line just begins to fall apart here. 3 out of the next 4 plays are sacks. Alex Anzalone and McNeil.
Yes, it's pressure's come in like that. You got to find a way that if you're offensive coordinator to move the pocket. You have to give your quarterback and your receivers opportunities to be able to find spaces to get open.
And then the Raiders' last possession, they have a chance here. Shot. Davante Adams is open again, and Jimmy Garoppolo overthrows him again, and that'll do it. The Raiders go on to lose this one 14-26 to the Lions. And JJ, as a receiver, when you're open like that, missed opportunity.
Yeah, that's frustrating. I mean, I know we've seen the body language of Davante Adams, man, but I played with Davante Adams, knew Davante for a long time. And even all these dudes playing out there, even not just Davante Adams, Maxx, Crosby, these dudes is competitors. Yeah. You are trying to win the football game. It is hard to win in this league. It's hard to get open in this league. It's hard to tackle in this league. And when you got a chance to do that, you have to make the plays. And when you don't, we have to sit up here and we have to talk about losses.
That was Crosby and Hutchinson, by the way, 2 of the best pass rushers swapping jerseys. Final game stats brought to you by Sports Water. And
86.
77 pass yards. Total offensive yards, 157. 80 rushing yards. Good thing is the red zone defense, 1 for 5 there, but the time of possession is just what stands out so much. You can't win a game when the other team possesses the ball 19 minutes more than you possess the ball. And so the offensive struggles were very early on. We saw that the defense had a good performance. They get some early turnovers. They give the ball back to the Raiders. And I mean, that first turnover where it was a fumble recovery, very first play, Jimmy Garoppolo throws an interception to looking for Davante Adams. So just huge missed opportunities. But it's almost tough to watch an offense this anemic, especially when this is what we were not expecting coming in to this season. We were expecting the offense to be the strength.
Yeah, week 8, you were thinking with the quarterback understanding the offensive philosophy, with Josh McDaniels having his guy under center, you would think there would be more cohesion and the vibe would be totally different. It just seems like a struggle. It just seems like, if you have enough protection, maybe the route concepts are not good. Right now, they're sitting on all those inside routes. So now when you double move outside, it's going to be open. It should be an easy throw. But it just continues to be so difficult for us to have those explosive plays. And it just, right now, offensively, we are really, really hurting. We have to find a way to make something happen.
And we're pressing, right? Trust me, Davante Adams wants to be involved. He wants the football, but we pressing. You throwing the football into double coverage. Our offense really looks like we don't have any ballers on the offense, and we got a bunch of them. Davante Adams is a baller. Renfro is a baller. Jacoby Myers is a baller. Josh Jacobs is a baller. Like, we have ballers on the offensive side of the ball. I understand you want to get Davante involved, but you do not have to force the football to him. Jimmy G is a veteran quarterback in this league. Some of these decisions he made tonight was not veteran decisions, however you design these plays up. You see cover 2 on Davante Adams, you know you have to go to somebody else with the ball. I like Josh being aggressive. After a turnover, you want to take a shot down the football field. Right. That's totally fine. Don't mind the call, but quarterback just got to make a better decision in a situation like that.
5 total first downs in the second half is unacceptable. And to see the drive chart like that, punt, 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 turnover on downs, turnover on downs, you're not going to win football games like that. The defense, as I said, had a good showing at times, and Adam Butler stepped up. He joins Raiders Game Day coming up next. Raiders Game Day is brought to you by America First Credit Union, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders. Allegiant, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Low fares, non-stop flights. Book now only at Allegiant.com. Cox, proud partner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Coors Light, an official beer of Raider Nation. Made to chill. 2023 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly. And so the Raiders lose this one 26-14. It was a defensive effort that is worth noting, and to talk about it, we bring in the defensive tackle for the Raiders, Adam Butler. Adam, thanks so much for taking a little time with us after what was a very difficult game. Did it feel like there was momentum there in the first half, especially the way the defense was playing a couple of really strong red zone stops, but then was it a matter of fatigue, especially in the second half, being out there for 81 plays?
Yeah, I definitely think we started out very strong. I think, the defense did a good job putting pressure on Goff, creating turnovers and, getting the ball back to the offense. I don't really know how we lost the momentum. I wouldn't say it's fatigue. I think guys, fought really hard. It's probably just a couple of small plays, that might have got us, that might have gave the Lions, momentum to put the ball in the end zone from time to time.
What's going on, my man? You guys did a really good job tonight of bend but don't break. A couple sudden change situations to where, the offense turned the football over and you guys had to go out there and held them to some field goals. But I know as a defensive player, it's always stop the run before you do anything, and you guys kind of struggle with the run game tonight. Talk to us a little bit about that, the run game.
That's just some things that we got to clean up. Just a couple of little wrinkles. That's all it takes is just a little bit of space in the run game, and bad things can happen. That's just some things that, we've kind of struggled with for the past 2 weeks. But, I can assure you we're going to get it right. We're going to look at the tape and figure out what we need to do and get it right.
I was really excited about the tackling, coming from last week where we missed 13 or 14 tackles. I thought the emphasis this game should have been on the tackling, and you guys put some really good stuff on film. Was that an emphasis coming out of practice?
Good tackling is always an emphasis. We defense, that's what we do. So big emphasis is also, turning the ball over, getting the ball out, and I think we did that tonight.
And what are you guys able to take into this Giants game that was positive from the defensive side, especially the red zone defense, holding Detroit just 1 for 5 in the red zone, which was a major improvement from the previous 2 games against the Patriots and the Bears?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we need to just add this game to, our identity as a group. I think we've been, I think we were pretty sound tonight, and hopefully we can keep that momentum. As I said before, we just need to clean up those little bit of things in the run game, and I think we'll be able to, like I said, add that to our identity from here going forward to the end of the season.
They touched on you guys kind of had a team meeting, to kind of air some things out and iron some things out and get some stuff off your chest. Do you feel like some of that stuff was on the field and some of that stuff was heard tonight?
Yeah, I don't, to be honest, I don't really want to discuss, the things that we talk about respectfully. I don't know how y'all got that information about that in the first place, but that's between us. We a team, we got to stick together, and I just don't want to give out, inside information.
Well, Adam, we respect that, and it's a tough loss considering the defensive effort and the strides that we did see from the defense, and we look forward to seeing you build on what was a strong performance in many areas going into the Giants game next week. Thanks a lot, Adam.
Hey, appreciate y'all's support, man.
And one of the strengths and the improvements was in the red zone, as I mentioned. Coming up, you remember the Patriots and the Bears game?
Yeah.
5 for 5 in the red zone. It was whoever got to the red zone, come on in. We're letting you in 100% of the time.
Touchdown.
To go 1 for 5, that was really impressive.
Good. I like it. I like the fact that you saw there's an emphasis on tackling. You saw that, and Nate Hobbs is in the game too. Yeah. Nate brings that physical presence. I think everybody else.
There's Adam Butler with a big tackle.
Yeah, and this is what defense is all about. Getting back to fundamentals and getting tackles for loss, you know, strengthening down in the red zone, good tackling angles, finishing with grabbing the legs. Look at Nate Hobbs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Marcus Epps had a good game as well as far as tackling.
Yes. And that is encouraging.
And then when you really watch them, man, it was some really good communicating in the red zone. And when it's tight down there and you got to make a play, communication has to be high. We know everything is faster down there in the red zone. I thought the Raiders did a really good job on defense, communicating. And then this play right here, causing a turnover in the red zone is even more big time because they don't even get a field goal. So this defense did a really good job tonight, especially when they got in the red zone. Kudos to them. They tried to keep this team in this game as long as possible.
You got to give Patrick Graham credit for some of the adjustments they made. The Bears defense they looked terrible against the Bears, giving them up a ton of yards to Deontay Foreman. Just couldn't get anything going, and then to be able to do that in the red zone was a positive step forward. As I said, if there's a silver lining, you take that to the Giants. Now, let's go back to the flip side. Once you take the ball away 3 times and you hand it over to your offense, you expect the offense to capitalize, and they weren't able to do that. Time of possession, as we said, 19 minutes more went to the Lions, and here's one of the reasons. Take a look. I mean, Masterson had that forced fumble. This was a huge play early in the game. We talk about momentum-changing plays. And so here you go, Jimmy. Here's the ball. Nope, you guys can have it right back. And that's demoralizing.
And that's okay, but that ball has to be either my guy catches it or the ball's out of bounds. It can't be it's going to be a 50-50 ball in that situation. You think to yourself, hey, you got to find a way. And here also, I got to put this ball on him. Yes, he needs to catch it. But I need to put this ball on him.
No question.
And that was a 3rd down after the Maxx strip fumble in the red zone. So they hand the ball back. They go 3 and out with a pass that, yes, Devontae Shakash was a little bit behind him, and the pick 6 was in between that. So there was a rapid fire of the defense stepping up and then the offense not capitalizing, and that's demoralizing because we talk a lot about getting the turnovers. Remember at the beginning of the year, the turnovers weren't coming. Once they come, the offense needs to do something with it, and that leads to a lack of time of possession. Then it leads to the defense getting fatigued. We saw that in the second half. We saw them out there for 81 plays. 81 plays. It's hard. You're going to break.
A lot of plays.
Eventually.
You are going to break because if the defense had 81 plays, that means the offense had about 40. And that's not good. And the reason why they had 40 is because of the missed opportunities like we just seen on 3rd down. You have to capitalize on 3rd down. I ain't saying 50%, but you at least need to be up there in the 30, 40% on 3rd down to be able to keep your defense on the sideline and be able to get them some rest. 80 plays, EA?
That's
80 plays in a football game trying to stop the run, and you caused 3 turnovers also and still had 80 plays? That means your offense didn't help you out at all, and that's disappointing because the offense had the opportunities to make some plays as well.
That's right.
It just didn't.
3rd down, we talk about the importance of the money down. They were 1 for 9. The Raiders, meanwhile, on 4th down, 0 for 3. So not able to keep drives going. Coming up next, we're going to have JJ and EA break down the pick 6 and also Maxx Crosby dominating.
My name is Tibisoni Manu. I go to Spring Valley High School and I play running back. So when I'm working in the community, I try to gather around a lot of friends or a lot of people that are also with the same mindset. For me exactly, I kind of do everything I can, you know? So kind of just taking advantage of what I have near my house, nearby, in the city. I clean up everywhere around the city with my friends and family. You know, I do everything I can. It's very important to give back to the community, especially when the community gives back to us. So it's you know, you give and you get type of situation, and you know, I feel that the more that you put into your community, the more that it will pour out to you. Thank you to Intermountain Health and the Raiders for this opportunity. Go Raiders!
Leave the Motor City with a 26-14 loss to the Lions despite an inspired defensive effort. Some big plays by Marcus Peters and Maxx Crosby, and to break them down, we turn them over to EA and JJ for more.
Thanks, Amber. Yes, lost, but you know what? There were some really good signs today on defense, particularly our guy, Peters, making it happen.
Absolutely.
On the edge. See here, it's 2nd and 6 right here. They're in a condensed formation. Whenever corner in a condensed formation, you want to be able to see everything, keep everything inside of you so you can make some big plays, keeping your eyes on the quarterback. Of course, it's a zone defense. See Marcus Peters here kind of sitting. This is what he does.
That's what he does.
He reads the quarterback. Outstanding throw here and just get it done. Get to the end zone. That's the most important thing.
That's it.
When you catch it, nearest sideline, get to the end zone. But as you see it from the other standpoint, and again, that's a great play. He's been trying to close all week long, all year long, basically. Let's stop it here. Okay, look at this. The receiver's not even looking. Marcus Peters, that's great zone defense. Eyes on the quarterback. If he makes a mistake, let it roll. Okay, he makes a mistake, you make him pay.
Ball,
that's
hit ball.
That's what you're
See ball,
2-4
get ball.
in the end zone. That's what is happening. You got the defensive linemen all celebrating.
And then we know.
That's what you want to do, and that's how you start off on the back end.
And then we know if the quarterback gets you, you can't watch the film.
That's right.
But Mad Maxx Crosby, all right? This is what we're talking about. See ball, get ball. This is what Mad Maxx is doing all game long. This right here is pure film study, right? I know this fly sweeper's coming. They get in this formation. I know it's coming. Hello, it's me, young rookie. Don't come running my way no more. Knock this helmet off. But Maxx been doing a really good job the last 3-4 weeks holding the edge. And then this right here, if you ever want to block Mad Maxx Crosby with a defensive end, think again, all right? Because he's not going to block him. The tackles can't even block him. He shares the block of the tight end right here and just grabs the other rookie like, come here, my name Mad Maxx Crosby. You probably want to run the other way.
Maxx has the best hands in the game.
Mad Maxx is playing at a very, very high level. Defensive player of the year.
That's
and
right.
We back to Amber.
Well, he is one of the best pass rushers in the game, but when it comes to defending the run, the Raiders continue to struggle on defense. Now, the good news is they look good in the first half, only 46 yards they give up on the ground. In the end, though, 222 rushing yards today to the Detroit Lions, 5.2 yards per carry to the Lions. Running backs, and by Lions running backs, I mean one man, Jahmyr Gibbs, who is a rookie who is having a heck of a year with the emergence after David Montgomery has been injured. He's proven that he can be a premier back in this league. 189 rushing yards alone by Jahmyr Gibbs. And so what were they doing in the first half that was working versus in the second half? Was it a matter of what we talked about with fatigue? I mean, if you're out there for 81 plays, you're eventually going to break at some point.
Yeah, I think so. Fatigue, being out there a long time, but when you let the other team kind of dictate the tempo of the game by getting up, now you don't know as a defensive coordinator, hey, I have to load the box, and then I'm going to get hit by those middle throws. Once those middle throws start to be successful, I got to back those linebackers up, got to back that safety up. Now they run the football. And if you take poor angles, if you're on the back end, because we're the last line of defense, corners, safeties. If I take a bad angle to approach the running back and he bounces outside, this guy is one of the fastest guys in the league. And he bounces outside, and he's to the house. Can't have that. So
containing the outside run's been a problem.
Yeah, it has been. It has been.
Foreman did it.
Right.
Going back to a game
last
ago.
week. Yeah.
What we don't know is that the Detroit Lions is one of the most physical football teams in the National Football League. They got a bunch of first-rounders on that offensive line. They want to ground and pound the football. This team is violent and physical. 81 plays, we cool with 40 plays, but once we start huffing and puffing and this team is still running the football, trying to run the air out of the football, you start missing tackles, you start not getting off blocks, they start wearing you down, and that's what you've seen in the second half, just being on the field for so long, this team being really, really physical. They've done this to everybody they play. They 6-2 for a reason, right? They are a very physical team, and they showed that especially in the second half running the football.
All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to hear from Jimmy Garoppolo. Tough outing for the Raiders quarterback. Lots of questions. He'll have some answers next. This segment of Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by Twitch. Watch, discover, join in.
I mean, you have good days and bad days. Today was a bad day. No sugarcoating it. I mean, it is what it is. So just got to play better. I mean, myself, I have to play better. There's a bunch of little things, but that'll solve a lot of problems. Good. Just a little pissed off from the game, but yeah, physically I'm fine.
Protecting the football. You've missed 2.5 games and lead the NFL in interceptions. What do you have to do to repair and fix that?
Just gotta be smart. Take the chances when they're there. When they're not, just be smart with it and find the outlet. Things like that. There's nothing crazy about it. I mean, it's pretty black and white. You just gotta be smart with the football.
Play calling today that frustrated the offense so much?
I mean, they got after us up front a little bit. I didn't get the ball out on time, so just little things like that. Thought they had a good play. I mean, that's a good defense, good team over there. So when you come into their place and don't play to par, it's tough to win.
Jimmy, there's been a lot of talk of defenses stacking the box to stop Josh, and it looked like he took a deep shot, on the first throw of the game. Is that something you guys want to work on and continue to try to do? Is to get the ball downfield more? Yeah, I mean, there's opportunities. We got the players for it. Just all those things. I think we got to. I mean, it's the NFL. You got to be able to push the ball down the field. Got to be able to run it. Just keep the defense on their heels like that. So we just got to keep plugging away, man. We got some work to do.
You feel like you're playing a little catch up. You missed the offseason and training camp was a little start and stop, and obviously the way the season has gone on. Do you feel like that in a little way?
I mean, I'll never make an excuse like that. It is what it is. We're in the season now. People don't care if you have excuses or not. So you gotta go out there and play. I gotta play better. It's just a bunch of little things, man. I mean, it's frustrating. You have the good days, you have the bad days, but we just gotta string them together. We gotta come out here and play better. There's just so much love in that locker room, man. It sucks that we perform like that tonight.
Seemed like you were getting hit more frequently as the game went on, as you guys were trying to come back. Did something change, or what happened to get such consistent pressure?
No, I mean, like I said before, they had a good scheme, good package for us. So you got to tip your hat to them a little bit, but just we just got to play better, man. I mean, I got to get the ball out on time, help the O-line out. We're all in this thing together.
This is your first loss to the Lions as a starter. Been here before. Was this the loudest it's ever been since you played them?
At times, yeah. At times it was pretty loud. It was honestly pretty chill to start the game, but a couple of those backed up situations is pretty loud out there.
Good.
Jimmy, when you're not able to get the receivers involved in the first half, I mean, how detrimental is that to the game plan going forward?
It's tough, man. It's tough. Especially we got such a talented group in there. Guys can do a lot of different things, and we just gotta use those guys to our advantage. Give them the ball in space, let them go run with it, things like that. And like I said before, it starts with me, man. So we gotta be better, and we will be. All right, thanks, guys.
Time now for one big number. It's not one that Jimmy Garoppolo wants to see. He only had 10 pass completions all game long. 10 pass completions for 126 passing yards. And Davante Adams was targeted 7 times. He had 1 catch. And JJ, one of the reasons was there weren't a lot of catchable balls.
Yeah.
Oh
my goodness.
Yeah, 10 completions, 2023. This is flat unacceptable.
These are the ones we got to have, though.
Yeah.
These wide open ones where I'm clearly running past the defender. This one right here, double move, excellent job by DA right here. We just cannot miss this. That's the only place the ball cannot go. Even if it's underthrown a little bit, that's fine. That's the only place the ball cannot go to where a receiver is wide open and he can't even touch the ball. He don't even have an opportunity to touch it. So those are the ones that you wish you could have back. You can't, but you gotta hit those wide open receivers.
Look, man, that's not an NFL offense.
No.
That doesn't look like NFL preseason. That does not look. Something is definitely wrong here.
Mm-hmm.
The protection sometimes is not great. The pocket presence is not great. Sometimes the receivers' routes are not.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, this team, if we're going to have any chance of getting it in the future, is going to have to come together and everyone's on the same page.
And I think people underestimate chemistry.
Right.
You know, I think they really do. Jimmy G has been hurt in and out of the lineup, can't really practice with Devontae and Jacoby Myers and all that, and the chemistry shows up on tape. It's not really a lot of games under their belt and a lot of chemistry to really be connecting on those type of throws.
And the reality is, as that first question, you know, he's missed 2.5 games and he's leading the league in interceptions right now, only completed 47% of his passes today. And does Coach McDaniels have answers? You know, the press is going to ask him. His press conference next. This segment of Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by America First Credit Union, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders.
You know, they ended up getting control of the game, and, you know, we thought we hung in there and did some, you know, decent things, although defensively, stops in the red zone, the turnovers, you know, obviously were positive things, but, you know, had the one drive on offense in the second quarter where we got the running game kind of going, but really was more of a game of missed opportunities for us. You know, really couldn't make any plays in a passing game. You know, I don't think we protected very well on third down and couldn't stay on the field, so. Eventually, you know, they ended up having the ball obviously way more than we did, and then kind of turned into the running game and wore us down there. So, you know, not good enough. You know, we're going to have to be able to pass the ball here better than what we're doing in order to win.
This is a team game, and everyone's going to hold themselves accountable. But the play from Jimmy tonight, like you said, there were plays out there to be made that either weren't made or turnovers.
Yeah, I'm not going to make excuses for any of that. You know, I thought we did have some opportunities. You know, and you know, and then there was other plays where we didn't have an opportunity. You know, so you know, we'll have to look at all the film and see all that. But I didn't think there was. You know, I think we had some opportunities to make more plays than what we did, and we just didn't convert on them. So there was probably a number of reasons for that.
Going to Aiden?
No, I didn't think about that today. I mean, you know, we're kind of grinding through it, you know, and he got hit obviously on the roughing the passer. You know, that was the only time. But, you know, it was still a one-score game for a little while there, obviously 16-14. And then we just couldn't string together enough plays in a passing game to really make it, you know, tighter than what it was.
On October 1st, after Aiden's game, you said playing quarterback in this league starts with protecting the football.
Yep.
Through 8 games,
Yep.
Jimmy hasn't played in 2.5, and he's leading the NFL in interceptions. Is that something that you're gonna have to take a longer look at?
Yeah, I mean, look, we can't win if we give the ball away. You know what I mean? Period. You know, and I'm not, you know, there's a lot of things that go into that. I just want to make sure I say that. There's a lot of things that go into that. So, you know, protection, routes, reads, you know, throws, catches, you know, all that stuff. But, you know, at the end of the day, we have to be able to take care of the ball, and we don't fumble. You know, we haven't fumbled this year, so we know, the quarterback room knows we have to take care of the ball better than what we have. I thought the defense gave us great opportunities to, you know, we won the turnover margin tonight, but, you know, we end up not being able to win the game, so, which is, you know, kind of a rarity, you know, but that speaks to the issues we had in the passing game.
Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by Twitch. Watch, discover, join in. Credit One Bank, the official credit card of the Las Vegas Raiders. Modelo, a reward for those with a fighting spirit. The mark of a fighter, drink responsibly.
Able to chase my dreams and go after what, you know, my ultimate goal was, and is to make it to the NFL. So me and Coach Creighton and all the guys involved, you know, that got me to this point. It's just, you know, I feel like it's the least I can do to give back to the school that absolutely gave me, you know, the opportunity to chase whatever, you know, was on my mind or whatever I dreamed of, and without them it wouldn't be possible. So, you know, I'm super excited for it. You know, we got a lot of, you know, the future's bright at Eastern, and people didn't really see that when I first got there. So for me, it's just a testament to, you know, the guys giving me a chance to come out and, you know, be a part of something special.
Maxx Crosby and his wife Rachel with a generous $1 million donation to their alma mater, Eastern Michigan University. The stadium there will be named after Maxx Crosby, as it should be, but wow, what an amazing commitment to make to your university. He was there from 2015 to 2018, two-time first team All-MAC. Congratulations.
The stadium's gonna be named after him. That's big time.
He gave
awesome.
$1 million, JJ.
That's a lot of dough.
And
That's a lot of dough.
That's a really solid mid-major program, Eastern Michigan. They have done a really good job.
Yeah.
So happy for Max. He's a great guy.
That's
He
big
is a
time
great
right there.
guy, and he
Yeah.
continues to have his
Absolutely.
Defensive Player of the Year bid.
Yes.
And sometimes that could get masked by the Raiders losing, but some of
Right.
the highlights that you see from
Man.
Maxx Crosby continuously, I mean, he's a guy that came out and had 7 tackles, a tackle for loss, a quarterback hit today.
Yep.
He just continues.
Every time that the Raiders are on prime time, he shows up. And he shows up every time, right? And never misses a play. I mean, just amazing the endurance this guy has, the ability to disrupt plays. Just have to be happy if you're a Raider fan to have him as your defensive guy.
It's tough not to go. It's tough to be a defensive player and to see the way Maxx plays, to not go out there and really sell out every single play. Because, I mean, he sets the standard 24/7. Always proud of Maxx, man, the way he plays.
Every play.
Every play.
Yeah, the forced fumble there, that was a big play. Inside the red zone to come up like that, to never give up when you think that the guy's down underneath the pile, just get his hand underneath.
True leader.
You know what, and they need his leadership right now, and it's good to have guys like that that are going to hold the rest of the team and the defense to a higher standard. You can count on Maxx Crosby for that. All right, so coming up next, the Raiders have 2 home games against New York teams. The Giants are coming to town next week. The Giants playing inspired football despite their 2-5 record. They have been in every game recently. The defensive coordinator there really has them playing. And then the Jets. The Jets have a winning record with Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson led that game-tying drive at the very end.
We got to keep him inside the pocket. We let that young guy outside the pocket with that athleticism. He can make some things happen.
Not only that, they winning because of their defense. Robert Saleh and what's my man name from the Giants? Wink
Martindale. Wink, you couldn't get it out. Wink Martindale.
Both them defenses playing big time. They played each other this weekend, and it was 10 to 10
It was
in
like
overtime.
2 points scored.
Exactly. So these are 2
game.
really good defenses that our offense is going to have to really get it together.
Our defense is going to have to continue to play well.
No question.
Yep.
And then look, the defense is going to have, they got to go play Miami after that in Miami, and the Dolphins can score a lot of points. And then you got the first matchup with the Chiefs. Let's take a look at the AFC West standings right now. The Chiefs are 6-2. They just lost to the Broncos.
Yeah, lost to the Broncos.
So any team can come up and snag the Chiefs. They don't look convincing, but the record does at 6-2. The Chargers had a big win the other night at 3-4. And Raiders.
Listen. The Chargers are going to charge it up, so I'm confident that we'll get this thing back in gear here pretty soon.
It only takes one. Got to find a way to get one, feel good about yourself, and then we go from there.
Yeah, the Giants, that's a winnable game.
Yes.
As inspired as the defense has been playing there, the offense hasn't been scoring a lot of points. It's a winnable game, but just to sum it up, they're going to have a decision to make about Jimmy Garoppolo going forward. I know there was questions to Josh McDaniels whether or not to commit to Jimmy Garoppolo. It didn't sound like, according to Sports Illustrated, that he was committal right now about that. So some decisions to make, or whether to go with maybe the rookie going forward or not, because they got to make a change. Yeah. Whatever they're doing is not working.
Yeah, 2023, we got to have more than 10 completions in a game.
Yeah, I mean, the quarterback got to be the best player on the field, on every team. And if it's not, you're not going to win too many games. So we need Jimmy G to step up and be the best player on this team.
All right, the Raiders are 3-5, 26-14. They lose to the Lions. We'll see you next time on Raiders Game Day.